So we're going to be talking about plate tectonics. So one name that you need to know is Alfred Wegener. Nearly 100 years ago, Alfred Wegener began an investigation as a part of a theory that all of the Earth's continents were once connected. These continents were all a part of the supercontinent called Pangea. Over time, these continents began to slowly break apart and move into their present or current position. Wegener supposed the hypothesis of continental drift would suggest that continents are in constant motion. So there are 5 key evidences to his theory, which we are about to go over. The first evidence is continental edges. So the shapes of the continents of South America and Africa seem to fit together like a jigsaw puzzle. This is especially true when considering the actual edges of the continents, which are below sea level. As you can see in the GIF, that the continents were once all together and they slowly broke apart into places like Africa, South America, and North America. The second reason behind his theory is the climate clues. So there are deep grooves or scratches left behind by glaciers that were found in Africa and India. So as you know, Africa and India are vastly separated by ocean. So these glacier etchings provided evidence that these areas were once a part of a much colder climate. So in the after picture, you can see where all of those glacier etchings are, which means at one point they were closer together, like in the before picture, and where they were was considered very cold, similar to where Antarctica is now. The third evidence he provided was fossil evidence. So fossils of both plants and animals were found along the east coast of South America and the west coast of Africa, which matched. There is no way that these organisms could have traveled all the way across the Atlantic Ocean, which indicates that these two continents were once much closer together. In the picture, you can see how the similar plants and animals, their fossils were found on all of those different continents, even though now they are way apart. The fourth evidence was rock and glacial structures. So this states that across many different continents, they have fossil or rocks that are the same age and type that were found on different continents. So this can only be because at one point they were connected. A specific area that they are talking about is the Appalachian Mountains in North America and the Caledonian Mountains of Europe. So in the after picture, you can see how they're separated by ocean, but it was at one point the same exact mountain chain. And in before, you can see how they were once connected and then how the continent started breaking off into Europe, North America, and Africa. Now the last evidence that he proposed was coal deposits. So as you guys learned a few years ago, that coal is formed over millions of years as dead organisms decompose. So the presence of coal in Antarctica suggests that a climate of Antarctica once supported life. So they found coal deposits all around Antarctica, and now you know that nothing can survive in Antarctica. So this indicates once that Antarctica was warmer with enough biodiversity to support plants and animals, which it can no longer do. All right. So Pangea was, as we mentioned earlier, where all of the continents were connected to make one supercontinent. And because of the evidence that he has, he is proposing that all of the continents were once together and now they have spread apart. And this has to do with plate tectonics, which we will get into later. There are 3 different types. This picture is just an overview of where they found mastering fossils, rock formations. They found the different glaciers on South America, Africa, and Australia. And they found those coal deposits down in Antarctica.